choosing Burlington Subaru for your shopping needs. I'm Terry Light, the Internet Sales Manager here for Burlington Subaru, and today I'd like to give you an in-depth look at the new 2012 Subaru Impreza. I'd like to start by showing you the exterior of the new 2012 Impreza. You're looking at the Impreza Sport. This is done in the obsidian black. You'll also see that it has the dark gray trim that goes up around the rims and across the bottom. As we move along, you can see here we have the four-door. This is the Impreza 2.0i four-door, actually done in the premium package. And then also showing you the five-door, also in the premium package. That was the satin white for the four-door, and then this is the new deep cherry pearl for the Impreza, a new color for us this year. Some of the styling cues you'll notice different between the Imprezas for this year is when you're looking at the premium package, you'll get the 10-spoke alloy wheels. If you go with the 2.0 introductory, we like to say the base model, if you will, that will have the steel wheels with the hubcaps. And as you move down, of course, being the premium here, you can see the 10-spoke wheels shown again. But one of my favorites this year is the wheel styling that they put on the Outback Sport. Now, the previous ones were 16-inch styling wheels. These are actually the 17-inch with the gray finish. And you'll see they call it the 5-hole alloy wheel, if you will, to give it a nice sporty look there. So those are going to be the different wheel styles that you'll see between the Imprezas. And as you continue looking at the styling cues, they also added the Hawkeyes kind of cues from the Legacy lineup in the Outbacks. So they carried a lot of the styling over from there. You'll also see that they continue with the Subaru logo in the center, along with the Hawkeyes around to give it the plain look as you're looking at the fuselage of a plane, which is going back to Fuji Heavy Industries' original corporation, if you will. Looking at some more of the styling cues, you're going to notice also a change on the new 2012 Impreza is they moved the front pillar forward 9 inches, which gives you a lot more cabin space. They raised the line up, again giving you more cabin space on the inside. But they moved the mirrors down onto the side of the door, so you can see there's a side window here, which gives you more visibility when making turns or going around corners and seeing what's right beside you. When looking at the differences between the 2.0 and the 2.0i Premium and the models up from there, in the 2.0 you get the black colored mirrors, but when you move up to the Premiums and the Limiteds, you actually get the body colored matching mirrors. And then moving down, same with the door handles. You'll get the black door handles in the 2.0, but when you move up to the Premium or the Limiteds, you actually get the body colored matching door handles. And then when moving down to the Outback Sport, you can see they also carried over, the Impreza Sport, they also carried over the door colored matching handles. You gotta have your bloopers in there somewhere. Anyway, just giving you a little more look from there. Also, some of the exteriors that you're looking at when you move into the Sport is moving up to this, you also get the side rails. So for all those who enjoy camping, kayaking, canoeing, need somewhere to put your skis on, you can also get your crossbars put on top. When looking at the 5-door, even though they don't have the side rails, you can get the base kit for the carriers for on top as well. Continuing on the exterior, just showing you a little more, of course you have the 4-door sedan. You'll see in much of the references, they reference it as a 4-door. Whereas if you look at the 5-door, it's the 5-door hatch, but you'll see it referenced as the 5-door. When thinking about safety on your tail lights, if you're looking at other makes and models, we actually use the wraparound tail lights. So if you're going down a road, a reflector can hit off this from an oncoming car and see a little bit more on the sides. But when comparing the 4-door to the 5-door, believe it or not, the 4-door is 6 inches longer in the trunk space than it is on the 5-door. So when trying to decide if you want to go with the 4-door sedan or the 5-door hatch, think about what you're carrying, what you're going to be carrying in the back. Are you carrying stuff that's long? Because the seats do fold down in the back of the 4-door. But then if you're carrying big, bulky stuff, then that might be where the 5-door comes in to play for you from there. And then a lot of it does come down to the aesthetics of the look that you prefer. Me personally, I like the styling of the 5-door, but we have a lot of people who prefer the styling of the 4-door. That choice does come down to you. So that you saw the exterior, let's take a quick look at the back ends on the cars where you can see the interior. With the keyless entry on the trunk, it does pop up for you. You do have to open it up the rest of the way, but you can see your space on the inside, as I was telling you about. On the 5-door, this will obviously be open for you, but in the trunk space, you do get this 6 inches longer for more space on the floor for you there. And then just taking a back look at the 5-door, see the space you have in the back as well. So you can see there's ample space in both, and it just comes down to what you decide you want to carry on the interior. So let's have a little fun. Let's check out the space that you have in the back of the 2012 Impreza. I'm just going to crawl through. You can see the back doors, they open up nice and wide. Back seats do fold out with just a tug. It is a 60-40 split, and just kind of show you the space, I'm going to crawl through and let you see. So you can see, lots of space. I'm about 5'10". Hate to admit my weight, but about 190 pounds. But you can see that there's plenty of space back here, and even if that seat was up, I could fit back here. And if the kid was playing in the back and they pulled this down, you do have the child safety release in the back. So if you're going to put somebody back here, you better make sure that they know they can't get out, because they actually can. But crawling out. And then of course if you're on those camping trips and get rained out and want a little space at the 5-door. And by the way, these seatbelts do come undone out of the way for you. And you can say there's plenty of space back here if you did have to take a nap or anything on those long travels or get caught in the rain. Hey, for those of you who are looking for fog lights for your car, even though the base model and the premium don't come standard with those features, they can be added on as an accessory. But if you do go with the Impreza Sport, they come standard with the premium and the limited with the fog lights, so you can see them there. So again, a few feature differences that you'll notice between the cars. There's a look at the exterior of the new 2012 Impreza, but now let's take a look on the interior of the car. And just to give you a heads up, I'm going to show you the Sport Limited to kind of give you the idea of what we have new for the 2012 Impreza. But when looking at the 2.0 and the 2.0i Premium, you do get the cloth interior. You'll have a lot of standard features such as the power windows, power locks, AC, CD player, and the list goes on. So I do invite you to come down to check out the interiors personally to see the different ones, to see which one fits your needs. But let's take a closer look on the inside of the Sport Limited to show you what you can get in the limited editions of the Imprezas. Well, now we're on the interior of the Impreza Sport. This is the limited edition, and just want to give you a few highlights of what you can see on the interior of the vehicle. Over here on the door, you're going to see that they put your mirrors. They took it from the front dash down onto here for easy access. It's done as a toggle switch, so whichever direction you're looking for. If you have people in the car playing with the windows and you want to lock them out, you can do so by here, and you can be the master of the windows, so you can let everyone else suffer for air while you control it. Then of course you got your power locks, power windows, and on the driver's window for the limited, it's auto down. So if you just give it one quick click, your window would go automatically down for you. And as you're looking at this angle, I'm sure you can see what I was talking about on the outside, the visibility that you can have with the mirrors being moved. So you just got that nice side view from there. As we move around to the dash, you can brighten and dim your lights when your lights are on. You'll see a button down here to control your VDC. There's a vehicular dynamics control, which is an extra traction control system on top of your all-wheel drive, but we'll explain that later. And then of course this has your Bluetooth technology as well. So you have your hands-free, and with the models that do come with the hands-free, which you'll see in the 2.0i Premiums and Limiteds and the Sports, that you can have your hands-free, but it also has Bluetooth audio for your iPhone or iPad that has Bluetooth streaming. And a customer reported to me today that it was nice that they jumped right in and their own music choices just started playing automatically. So, you know, it's the little things in life. Move across, you do have your cruise control. Again, within hands reach, you control the on and off and your speed as well. Of course, your lights, blinkers, wipers. With the 5 doors and the Sports, you do get the rear wiper as well. A fun thing they carried over into the Sport is if you were to look at the WRX or the STI, one of their fun things is they always do the needle sweep to kind of give you an extra look. So if you take a look here, it also gives that for you for the Impreza as well. You can see your different warning lights. One of my questions I get all the time is, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a blue light right up on top. It's a temperature light. If you'll notice, there's no temperature gauges. So what they do is a temperature light. So when the light is blue, it just means that the car is warming up. You can still drive. We just recommend that you don't go over 4,000 RPMs. Take it nice and easy. Once the light goes off, then the cars reach temperature and you can play around a little bit more. Don't forget to wait until you get after that 1,000-mile break-in period first, though. If it ever turns red, you are overheating, then you want to pull over to the side of the road and call roadside assistance or the service department from there. But moving on, of course, you got your different warning lights on there. As you move up to the dash, you can see you've got your outside temperature. We're in the showroom, so it's a nice, wonderful 74 degrees. So if you come down to do your car shopping needs, you won't freeze in the showroom. You'll see on the dash also, it's showing you that you have 250 miles before you run out of gas. This is actually a 14.5 gallon gas tank, and the Impreza does get up to 36 miles to the gallon highway with the automatic CVT transmission. That's great news for all of us. I've actually had a customer report back to me that they're getting close to 40, and one of our sales managers mentioned that a customer called back and they were getting around 42. Of course, I'd have to say they're probably passive drivers, but come down and check it out for yourself. Speaking of the mileage there, you'll see 250 miles before you run out of gas. This car's only got 10 miles, so it hasn't gone through the average tank yet to get you the actual gas mileage, but you can see your average and clock that. It gives you your instant gas mileage, how long the car has been running, how many miles you've averaged in the last hour of driving, and then you can turn it off so you don't have to look at the display at all. And then of course you've got your clock, and then you'll notice the passenger airbag on and off. Speaking of the safety, with the new safety on the Impreza, it did get the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety top safety pick. So you do have, depending on where the seat is positioned to the steering wheel, how this airbag deploys. The passenger seat is actually weight sensitive to the upper torso of the body. You have the side impact airbags directly in the side curtain airbags, which also stretch back to your rear passengers. And new for the Impreza this year, they added the knee airbag, so both of your knees can be protected on the front as well. So you're definitely wrapped in safety from there. So again, that's explaining your passenger airbag. The reason it says off is because we have no one in that seat, but if you're in there, you would see it turn on for you from there. Moving further down the dash, you can see your hazard lights are easy to reach right here up on top. And then you move down to the radio. Now in the limited editions, they are coming with the HD radio. I'm always asked, well, what's better about the HD radio over the traditional radio? And the best way I can explain that is, do you remember when we went from cassettes to CDs? I might be dating myself there. Or even VHS to CD or DVDs? Well, that's the quality difference that you're going to get with the difference between the radios. The HD radios just pick up the radio signals just a little bit stronger and puts them through a little bit clearer. But the most important part, and I'm going to use our local station here in Vermont, the VPR, which is on 107.9. And when this kicks on with the HD radios, if you didn't know, radio stations have radio stations behind their station. So in the case of VPR, they have 3 substations. So they've got the main station, the classic station, and then their BBC station. And you can change those by pressing the HD tag and go into the different ones without changing those. And you can set up your presets for each one. So on preset 1, you can have the traditional VPR. Go to the second one, so you can set up for the classic. Just a press and a hold, and then you can go to the BBC and press and hold that. And if you can see it here in the video, it actually gives you the title of the station, the artist, what's going on, so you can definitely see the different things which are going on the HD radio. You can tag your stations. From my understanding, I don't own an iPod, so I personally have not tested this out, but apparently if you're plugged in, you can tag a song, and it allows you to later go download it and put it on your iPad or iPhone from there. Again, please take that with a grain of salt. I have not personally tested it out, nor has someone proven to me that it's been done. So I'm giving you the heads up. So if you get one, let me know. So when you're pairing your Bluetooth audio or want to do some changes to the radio, it's very simple to do. You just press the tuning knob, and this will go to your menu here. Now again, please remember this is with the HD radios. You can change how your sound goes. So you've got your tone, your balance, if you want surround sound, depending on the music that you're listening to. And going back from there, you can always go back to the previous menu by pressing there. You can actually change the screen. You can change your brightness, your screen size. You even have a fun screensaver, so different things you can download with. And speaking of the downloads and stuff you can do from there, if you look into the center console here, there is actually a USB port and an auxiliary jack. So you can plug right into the car. So if you have a charging cord for your iPod, you can charge it from right there. And again, if it's Bluetooth audio, you can listen to it all at the same time while charging. Moving back up, we're going to turn off the radio. So that's just a quick look at the radio. There's a lot more to it. But also when you go to the limited editions, because limited is new for the Imprezas this year, where you can get the 2.0i limited or the Sport limited, they come with automatic climate control. So if you're tired of messing with your dials, you can just turn them right over to audio, sorry, we're talking about auto here. Auto, and then you can put your fan speed on auto, and then you can set your temperature, and whichever temperature you like, the car will maintain that for you. Okay, so just also please keep in mind when you're warming up the car, if it doesn't kick on right away, it's just waiting for the car to warm up so it can give you warm air instead of cold. Okay, so with the 2.0 premiums, you can get an optional all-weather package. If you go into the sports, the all-weather package does come as a standard feature. You have the heated seats. You got high and low. You can control from right here, but the most part to keep you warm. But when you turn on your rear defrost, which is by pressing right over here on the left, when you do that, you also turn on your heated outside mirrors, and then also your windshield wiper deicer. And the windshield wiper deicer is a heating element right underneath the wiper blade to help keep the rubber piece warm, so it helps clean your windshield in that inclement weather much better. As we move down, let's go and talk about the drivetrain. We've mentioned the CVT Lineartronics automatic transmission. It's unique to Subaru with the Lineartronics. In the Imprezas, if you go with the 2.0, you'll have a drive and a low, so you can still have your low gear. But when you move up to the premium or the limiteds or the sport, you actually get a manual mode where you can control with the paddle shifters right up here on top. So if you want to downshift, just use the left paddle shifter. If you want to upshift, just use the right. So it gives you more driving control with the car in that inclement weather. And again, some of these models do come with the 5-speed manual transmission. So if you want to go for the clutch and the gas, go for that with the manual transmissions. Well, now that I'm out of the car, let's give you a quick look of the interior and just give you a span of the interior view of the car to see how everything's laid out. You can see the styling on the dash. They got the aluminum alloy to give you the cockpit feel. Looking back, see the back seats from there, and then just looking back to the space, and then looking at your visibility out the back window. So you can see you got great visibility all the way around you for being a compact car. And then as you look up, this one happens to have the optional moonroof package on it, so you can have that sun coming in right on top. So there's a quick look on the interior of the vehicle. I hope those features and all that kind of gives you an idea of what you can get with the 2012 Impreza. Now again, everything I've mentioned, there's so much more. Definitely recommend that you come down to take a look. As I mentioned on the interior of the vehicle, the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety has given the Impreza its top safety pick for the 2012. Not only do you have all the airbags, but some of the other things that some people overlook and never think about is your passengers in the back. Now granted, the front driver has been very well protected, but then if you have your child in the back, child seats, or even your friends and family, Subaru has done is they've got reinforced beams across the top, but also down the side as well. You'll see the beam sticks out right down here on the bottom. It locks into the main frame here on the side of the car, so if you do have a side impact, it pushes the car and gives you that nice safe feeling on the inside because it won't collapse in on you there. Also, if you look at the test from the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety, they're also doing a roof compression test as well, and I'm being told that the Subarus can withstand 4 times their weight. Government standards, to my understanding, is 2.5%. Again, all these can be found on the websites insuranceinstituteofhighwaysafety.com, and you check things out. IIHS, actually, to be more specific. But also, not only because of that test, the reason it gives you that structure is you're wrapped in a ring-shaped cage-like construction. The best way to think about that is if you look at a ring, it's round. When you press down on a ring, it doesn't really have anywhere where you can press it, and that's what's wrapped around you to give you that safety. So you are in that cage inside of the vehicle to keep you safe. Well, now that you've had a look at the exterior and the interior of the new 2012 Impreza, let's take a look what's underneath the hood. What's giving you this great gas mileage? Easy to pop right up. See a little release on the inside of the hood that you pop, then of course come here. Have the little handle to bring it up right on the side. And this is the 2.0i liter boxer engine. Now the reason they call it the boxer engine is because it is horizontally opposed, sets down low in the car, so when handling the car it gives you a lot more control when cornering or maneuvering for accident maneuverability. Let me say that a few more times. With the maneuverability to give you control of your car. But also with it setting down low, if you do end up in a front-end collision, it's designed to break away and go down directly underneath the car so it doesn't end up in your lap. The power of the 2.0i engine for the new 2012 Impreza has got 148 horsepower and 145 foot-pounds of torque. Now, a lot of my customers are asking me, well, didn't the 2011 have 170 horsepower and 170 foot-pounds of torque? Well, it did. With the new redesign, they did make the engine smaller, more compact, and a lot more efficient. And when you drive the 2011 and 2012, if you put them side by side, you'd never know that there was a power difference. The Impreza is a lighter vehicle for this year, and with that new engine design, it does run on synthetic oil. So the beauty of that is your oil changes are less frequent than the traditional oil changes. So the synthetic might be a little more expensive right at start for your oil change, but in the long term, you save money because you don't have to do your oil changes as often. It is recommended from Subaru that you do your oil changes every 7,500 miles. And again, with this engine, with the CVT transmission, you are getting up to the 36 miles per gallon highway. Well, there's a little bit more in-depth look at the new 2012 Impreza. I hope that you found this video very informational on what you're looking for from there. I've only touched the surface of what comes with these cars. There's so much more. I could spend hours and bore you to tears with all the specs that you can have with the new 2012 Impreza. I invite you to come down to Burlington Subaru. Please ask for me or one of my coworkers. We'll be happy to show you these cars. Definitely something worth coming down and taking a test drive. If you're looking at other makes and models in the market, one great comparison, if I have a lot of customers comparing to the Honda Civic, which is this is a little larger than the Civic, which is front-wheel drive. Would you believe you're getting an all-wheel drive vehicle with power to all 4 wheels at all times, at all speeds, compared to a front-wheel drive vehicle, and there's a difference of 1 mile per gallon for the highway. So again, thank you for checking out the video. This was a little bit more in depth. I invite you to come down to Burlington Subaru. Check us out at www.burlingtoncars.com. I'm Terry Light, the Internet Sales Manager here for Burlington Subaru. Hope to see you soon.